Welcome to the Ringer Fantasy Football Show. My name is Danny Heifetz, and I'm joined by Danny Kelly and Craig Horlbeck, and we're going over all the players you should add after Week 10, entering Week 11. Going to go over this horrendous
barn burner of a game.
Yeah, unbelievable Packers-Eagles game. Really the spiritual successor to the Chiefs-Rams 54-51, you know? That was
it's a good thing most of the people in the country didn't have ESPN today because they didn't need it.
Honestly, if you didn't get to watch this game because of that, you are really lucky. We're also going to Brian Daboll, Giants coach, fired. But first, we're going to take a quick break. You didn't say the band, Craig. We're still here. We're not taking a break yet.
No, all right. Yeah, you're right. We have a great show tonight, everybody. All right. Citizen Cope. Is it Citizen Cope or Citizen? Oh, is it Citizen Cope?
Citizen Kane's the movie.
Citizen Kane was in my head. We have a great show for you tonight. Citizen Cope is here, so stick around, and we'll be right back.
This episode is presented by Chime. Bank smarter this season. Fantasy football is all about strategy. Well, here's a winning strategy for your money. Trade banking fees for fee-free banking, 1.5% cash back, getting paid when you say, and a higher APY on your savings. That's a lineup that wins. Stop banking the old way. Bank smarter through Chime. Chime is a financial technology company, not a bank. Banking services and the secured Chime Visa credit card provided by the Bancorp Bank N.A. or Stride Bank N.A. members FDIC. Optional services and products may have fees or charges. Details at chime.com/fees info. With a qualifying direct deposit, earn 1.5% cash back on eligible secured Chime Visa credit card purchases. APY means annual percentage yield. Learn more at chime.com. All right, we're going to get through waivers, but first, going to talk this Monday Night Football game that just ended. One of the weirder primetime games I can remember. Eagles won 10-7. This game was 0-0 at halftime. Craig, I know that DK doesn't really know anything about Space Jam, but this to me was a Space Jam game. It looked to me like both Jalen Hurts and Jordan Love, like Space Jam had been sapped of all their powers and just looked like totally regular people trying to play football.
Funny thing is, Space Jam came out when I was 2. So you'd actually think that movie would be more suited to DK over you and I. DK, have you not seen that movie?
It wasn't it Michael Jordan?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was definitely in my era.
I guess you just asked if it was Michael Jordan. So
I mean, I haven't seen the movie. No.
Space Jam.
You've never seen Space Jam?
The financier. No, I knew that. That's why.
Mike Jordan? The
actor? This is more important than the game.
Baseball player? Yeah. I think this was the least fun I've had watching a football game all season. This was terrible. Also, going back, I mean, the primetime product over the last month of the NFL has been horrible.
It's been
Dude,
horrific.
look at the last 4 Sunday night, Monday night games. They've all been bad, and this was the worst of them all. I was thinking about this earlier. We can get into this a little bit later, but I thought maybe the Packers or the Eagles were a team that I could, in theory, trust heading into this final stretch of the season. You cannot. I thought Jalen Hurts was terrible tonight. The offensive line was awful. Nobody could move the ball. Jordan Love wasn't good either. The Packers had no wide receivers. They were dropping like flies. I don't think the Eagles defense, I guess, looked pretty good. Their corners look good. But man, I did not have a lot of positive things to say on the coaching. I thought was crazy and bizarre.
What was the fourth down play at the end of the game by the Eagles?
I don't know. Is there anything?
Let's just get into the ending.
Yeah, geez.
Let's just get into the ending right now. We can get to bigger takeaways in a second. DK, the ending. So just honestly, absolutely bizarre from both sides of the game.
Right.
I actually want to go back for 2 seconds to a moment. The Packers really fucked up, which after this whole thing where the Eagles do the tush push and the Packers wanted to ban it, or the offseason, the NFL wanted to ban it, and the Packers do it. And it was so funny to me that the game almost ended this way. Under the 2-minute warning, the Packers actually ended up with a 4th and 1 at midfield to keep their drive going. And instead of doing quarterback sneak, they literally lined up in shotgun and then were stopped. And I was like, you deserve that. What a fucking crazy play call, Matt LaFleur, who lines up in shotgun on 4th and 1. You're insane. So then the Packers stop the Eagles, and they actually hold the Eagles to a 4th and 6 at midfield. And it was, I guess I should pull this up to get the exact, I think it was
like 30 seconds.
It was from
left.
the 35-yard, from Green Bay's 35-yard line with 33 seconds left, 4th and 6.
The 35-yard line. So DK, tell me if you're following. The Eagles call timeout to get the max amount of time off the clock. I then thought they were going to pretend to do a offsides or try to pretend to do the thing, try to get the Packers offsides, get to 4th and 1, and then either kick a field goal or do the tush push and end the game. And if not, they would take the delay of game and they would punt.
Right.
And instead, the Eagles ran a 4th and 6 play and then just took a deep shot to A.J. Brown.
He just chucked it up there. A.J. Brown looked like he was barely even trying to get to the ball. It was insane.
A.J. Brown had not been thrown to, I think, since like 10 minutes into the game, 2.5 hours ago. The guy probably forgot what a football looked like.
Oh, my God.
So
his effort on that play it left something to be desired.
Jackie was watching him and she literally was like, is he even trying? And I was like, not really.
He's not. We should say the Packers had 0 timeouts left. So this situation where if the Eagles punt and you could give them the ball inside their 15, inside their 10-yard line, they'd have to go 40 yards to kick a field, 50 yards to kick a field goal. And instead they throw some deep pass basically into double coverage on 4th and 6.
DK, I thought this was one of the weirder. I thought this
bizarre.
was one of the dumber coaching things I've ever seen.
It felt like they messed up. It felt like they weren't supposed to do that, and then they accidentally snapped the ball, and they were like, "Oh fuck, I guess I'm going to chuck it down there." Like it felt like one of those types of plays where it was like, "Oh, the snap is in my stomach. Oh god," and then you have to chuck it up. But it was apparently what they planned to do. And then obviously Aikman and Buck were just like, "What are they doing? What are they doing?"
It's the only play I can ever remember where all the analytics nerds were like, "The model said to punt by a lot," and I actually think it might be the most. It probably is one of the more aggressive decisions in the history of football because it's not like the first 100 years of football teams were just willy-nilly going for it on 4th and 6 when every single logic of football says punt. It's like totally been role reversal in like the last 5 years. The fact that everybody was like,
it's just such a low percentage play too.
Also
insane.
I mean, there is probably, it doesn't matter who's the quarterback or the team, you should punt that ball, but it's not as though the Eagles had 42 points in this game and Hurts was like dicing the Packers up. They couldn't fucking throw the ball the whole game.
You know who else couldn't throw the ball the whole game? The Packers. Why would you give the ball to the Packers when they only needed to go 20 yards? When the Packers have 7 points and can't move, pin them inside the 10 if you can, or the 20. Also, kicking has jumped the shark because the fact that this Brandon McManus, who they're like, groin strain, has made 2 kicks outside the 20. They're like, he's got to try the longest kick in the history of Lambeau on a cold night.
Windy
and
night,
then he steals the attempt, even though they didn't actually run a play, and he tries.
Missed it by like a foot.
1 yard short, 64 yards in the dead of night. This motherfucker kicked it 62 yards.
Yeah. And probably pulled his groin, and then the actual kick. He couldn't get it off the ground.
Just a bit outside.
Oh, my God.
He missed it by a mile.
Yeah.
Probably because he just hit a 62-yarder with an injury. But that kick, and I'm sure the winds were swirling in ways I don't understand. The Eagles should have kicked a field goal before they went for it. The Eagles kick a field goal, then the Packers have to go down and get a touchdown. I thought that was crazy from Nick Sirianni, and a good example of what I always thought Dan Campbell does, which people thinks it's all math-based, and it's like 80% math, 20% like holding your balls, being like, fuck you.
Which teams and or players and or coaches leave this game looking the worst? If you have to power rank who left this game looking the worst, who's number one?
I think it's Jordan Love.
Siri, no, because they won. That decision was pretty indefensible, but they won. One
of
Jordan
the worst
Love
decisions I've ever seen.
Do a whole lot.
The quarterbacking, the coaches were the coaches were bad. LaFleur had bad moments in this game, but I will say LaFleur also schemed some really nice plays. And again, they lost Romeo Doubs during this game, and then Tucker Kraft's out for the season. And then you also obviously had Matthew
They were playing
Gold, the rookie.
Bo Melton, who was like a converted to
cornerback turned receiver. Travis Hunter, the second most powerful two-way player of the year, I guess. But DK, I thought Matt LaFleur actually schemed up some really nice plays. And in that moment, a different Packer screwed it up every time. Or the Eagles secondary, to what Craig said earlier, the Eagles secondary had great plays during this. Quinyon Mitchell.
They knocked down a bunch of would-be big plays.
Quinyon was really good,
Yeah.
DK, did you feel that Jordan Love or Jalen Hurts was short-circuiting at some point on like every drive in this game, or was that just me?
Yeah, everything felt, how this is just an expression I like to use. Sometimes football feels really easy and sometimes it feels really hard for both of these teams. It was just so hard to do literally anything in this game. It felt like even the simplest play was just so difficult for whatever reason. Maybe it was a cold, maybe it was just, both defenses were playing pretty well. But both offenses, man, it just looked like such a grind. Obviously, it was 0-0 at halftime, 3-0 at the end of 3 quarters. So this game set offensive football back a decade, maybe. Also, the tush push is definitely getting banned after this.
Oh, the opening drive.
Another primetime game where the tush push was just egregiously being misofficiated.
I mean, the Packers got the ball first, and they didn't try a tush push. It was kind of just more of a traditional QB sneak, but the refs missed a false start by Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Then Green Bay punts it to the Eagles, and the Eagles run their own tush push, and there was an egregious false start. I think the worst one I've ever seen from Philly. They missed that too. Maybe it's a makeup because they didn't call the Packers one.
Honestly, that would actually make more sense to me than them missing both those calls. It would make more sense that they missed the first one and they're like, all right, you guys get one.
I just think everyone's turned on the tush push at this point. It's over.
Well, it's one of those, even if you want to, like, I have defended the tush push for a long time.
The false start thing, I feel like
pathetic.
Once everybody kind of learned about that fact, everyone was out.
I think the NFL, we've probably talked about this before, but the NFL is going to say this rule or this play is no longer, we can't officiate it anymore. It's not, you can't accurately officiate it. That's going to be the reason they cancel it or whatever.
They also should just stop lying about the player safety thing and be like, we don't like it. It's ugly. And then just go with that. That's fine. Just stop pretending. Overall, this game, I mean, again, the Packers had 83 yards at half. Jordan Love had one of the dumber looking fumbles you'll ever see. It looked like he was trying to do like a finger roll in a basketball game. Like he was actually trying to do a layup. He threw the ball up. I couldn't believe it. Josh Jacobs quietly kind of turned the entire game on that second to last drive where he just did a Madden classic halfback slip screen and he just turned the wrong way for no reason. Like, I have no idea why he would run right instead of left in that moment. That was crazy. The Packers lost Elton Jenkins in this game. Lane Johnson came back in at right tackle. He was in and out. Saquon could barely go. I thought this game also, in a nutshell, was last year's Eagles versus this year's Eagles. Saquon last year would have just broken a run at some point, and he just couldn't this year.
He had the one pass, but they couldn't run the ball. I mean, both teams really couldn't. They were basically just running for like 3.5 yards every single time they hand the ball off the entire game. I don't know. This game was offensive in so many ways. And
no, it was not offensive.
Hey, yeah. The Eagles, dude, I know they won the game. I don't know why I'm more upset with them than I am.
Because AJ Brown, his effort sucked.
That was to win the game with a walk-off touchdown, and he couldn't be bothered.
I'll stick one hand out, see what happens.
You know what though? I don't care. I'm team AJ Brown and all this. This is absurd. They don't throw him the ball. I mean, there was the touchdown to Devontae Smith. You saw AJ Brown running like some deep cross pattern. He's like half running because he knows he's not getting the ball. And when it does, it's like all his targets are fake. Half of the targets that you see, it's like, oh, he actually has half of them are like 10 feet over his head with Jalen Hurts throwing out of bounds, and it's technically a target to AJ Brown.
This game, just when Eagles fans get so mad at us, sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't trust Jalen Hurts in big games or whatever. And people are like, what are you talking about? Went to 4 college football playoffs and all he does is win. He's been to 2 Super Bowls. This game, the throw to Grant Calcaterra over the middle was the perfect example.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect pocket.
Just airball.
Zero pressure. Wide the fuck open. Any camera angle you want to look at. Grant Calcaterra, not the easiest throw a quarterback has, but one of the easier throws a quarterback has. Perfect. And he just sailed it 5 or 10 yards over this guy's head. And literally a throw that a quarterback should make 50 times out of 50. And he sails it.
They're such a safe team for how talented they are. There was a 3rd and 12. When they got their first field goal, the first points of the game, it was a 3rd and 12. They were in Green Bay territory. 3rd and 12.
Just ran it.
It might as well have been 3rd and 28. They handed it off to Will Shipley, their 3rd string running back. I'm like, it's 3rd and 12. You have Jalen Hurts. You have a Super Bowl MVP quarterback.
The one on their own
on 4th down.
This is the one on their own 20, right?
Yeah, in the red zone. Yes, it was in the red zone or close to it. It's 3rd and 12. They give it to Will Shipley. I'm like, what are we doing?
I wrote that down too. I'm like, Jalen Hurts is maybe the only Super Bowl MVP I've ever seen that is not trusted to take a snap on 3rd and 12. And it's not even like they needed a closer field goal there. That was just, it really feels sometimes watching this Eagles team like it felt watching Jalen Hurts in 2021, where they were like, the most important thing is that he doesn't make a mistake. And it almost is like the Eagles offense almost runs like the last 3 years haven't happened. He hasn't been to a Super Bowl. He hasn't done any of this stuff because he plays Like, I keep hearing all these stories. You talk to Peyton Manning, you talk to Michael Jordan, you talk to all these people in the offseason. What do I do? And it really seems like it's almost like everybody told him, just don't turn the ball over. And that's all he knows is like no picks, no fumbles, and we'll win. And they kind of are winning, but
He did have a fumble in this game.
Yeah, that was a great play, though. That was a peanut punch. Jordan Love's fumble was ridiculous. That was a great peanut punch.
That's like that fumble on Jalen Hurts. That was like the one time he hasn't slid this year. And of course, he fumbled the ball. I mean, there's a fine line between Jackson Dart where you just lower your head into every single defender no matter what. But there are moments where I would like to see Jalen Hurts lower his shoulder once or twice, or like pick up speed around the corner. He's a little bit like Derek Carr running the ball, where it's like he is just sliding at the first opportunity he gets as a rusher, and it's a little bit of an ick to me.
And what's funny, and also Hurts, when he tries to throw on the run, he looks so unathletic. It's so funny. Like I feel like he's the most risk-averse player who's like truly accomplished things I've ever seen. And then when he tries to do stuff, it's at such strange times. Like the one time he tries to throw across his body over the middle, it was like the dumbest time to do it. I don't know how he pulled it off. I don't know. It's so strange. And
I stand with AJ Brown.
But then Jordan Love's the opposite. He can make every throw from every angle, and he has no idea what the fuck is happening on any.
I know. I feel bad. We're shitting on the Eagles even though they won the game. Jordan Love is terrible too.
They deserve it. They should have lost. If the Packers made 2 yards further, they would have made a 62-yard field goal. We'll lose.
Packers were terrible too. I mean, Jordan Love still makes just completely inexplicable throws sometimes. Like the whole thing was terrible.
I can't wait. I can't wait to find someone on Twitter who's like, "This is real football. This is what it's all about."
Eagles fans will be mad. The
This
secondary
game
was great. Jalen
Sure.
Phillips was great. The Eagles defense looked better than it's been. All right.
It's bored out of my mind.
I quickly want to talk about one thing. What this week told me after watching the game last night, watching the game tonight, I've actually decided that I think there are only 2 teams in the NFL that I trust, and they don't really make sense. I genuinely think there are just 2. And I think it's a team with 4 losses, which is the Chiefs, who I trust. And I think it's the Los Angeles Rams, who I trust.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And I knew you'd be like, the Seahawks and the Pats are maybes for me, just because you have Drake May, who's super young, and Sam Darnold, who like, I don't know in the playoffs. But I think if you look at the Eagles, the Packers, I don't trust the Lions this year. You can look at the leaders of every division. The AFC North, I don't trust anybody. The NFC South, I don't trust anybody. The AFC South, I don't trust anybody. I don't trust the Colts. I'm not trusting Daniel Jones in crunch time. Like, I truly don't trust any teams in the NFL this year, except I think 2, and it's Patrick Mahomes and Matt Stafford. And I think I'll just pick those 2 teams to make the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I don't even like disagree with any of that. I think I maybe trust the Lions a little bit, but I mean, they've had some weird losses this year, so I probably shouldn't. But yeah, I mean, top to bottom, I agree with you. Patriots, I don't trust them. I think they're exciting and good. And
they haven't really. I mean, they beat the Bills and the Bucks recently, but they've had an easy schedule. And it's like, look, I don't know what Drake May is yet in the playoffs, and I kind of need to see that. So I can't label them as a trust. I believe they're good, but I don't know if I can say I trust them.
Don't trust the Colts. Don't trust the Broncos.
Hell no.
Don't trust the Eagles. Yeah, it's a good point. It's a good take, and I think this is like why it's such a wide open field this year. Like anybody could win the Super Bowl.
I think we're in for one of the better NFL playoffs in a while.
Yeah.
Lions Eagles next week and Rams Seahawks next week is just a massive recalibration of the NFC. And I really do stand by what I said yesterday. I think the NFC is so much better than the AFC, and I think the Chiefs are probably the best team. And then I think the next 5 good teams are in the NFC.
3rd place in their own division.
I love it.
I also, once again, just PSA, it's Game of Thrones, you know, it's like if you think this has a happy ending, you're not paying attention. We're getting Chiefs Eagles again.
No,
we're getting Chiefs Eagles
we're not.
Again.
No,
we're getting Chiefs Eagles again.
No.
Oh, I should say right now, the top 2 Super Bowl odds, Chiefs, Rams.
There you go.
You see, that would be great. That would be great for content for all of us. That would be thrilling.
Number 3 in odds, though, Philadelphia Eagles, Heifetz.
We can get to waivers in a moment. First, Brian Daboll fired.
You did this, Heifetz. You got him fired for your rant yesterday.
They saw that rant this morning and they fired him.
I have no sense of how much you guys care about this, so you just have to ask me questions, and we can just move on if you're not interested.
How do you feel?
You just did this all last night, though. Like, you basically made the entire case for why he should be fired.
I blacked out. I don't remember anything. So I will just say, Mike Kafka, the offensive coordinator, who he is going to be the assistant. Well, he was the assistant head coach. Now he's head coach interim. And then Joe Shane, the GM who came with Daboll from the Bills, is going to stay. What do you guys think? DPK, what do you think of Joe Shane staying before I say anything? What do you think of Daboll, them coming in together Daboll being fired, even though Daboll wanted Dart, and I don't know if Joe Schoen did, and the Joe Schoen staying.
I think they should clean house. They should have a coach and a GM come in together. So like whether that means the GM has all the ultimate decision making or the coach does, and then he chooses the GM. I think they need to like start from scratch. I hate when teams do this like piecemeal firing of different guys in order to try and make it all work together. I understand that like firing everybody can kind of set you back, but they've gone 2-8 the last 3 years. Like how much further can you be set back? Why don't you just clean the slate right now?
Well, would you say Joe Schoen has done a bad job drafting and trading? I feel like he's actually done a decent job.
He's had a lot of he's had a lot of misses. He's had a lot of hits. He's also had a lot of really high draft picks. So I don't know.
That's a bingo. Bing. I think that the things Joe Schoen gets blamed for are Saquon and Daniel Jones. Like Saquon leaving and Daniel Jones staying. And I don't think either are actually
defensible.
Joe Schoen's fault.
Yeah.
Saquon going to the Eagles and what happened.
Would you rather have Daniel Jones right now or Jackson Dart? I think you'd rather have Jackson Dart.
The quarterback thing worked out, but also Joe Schoen was the one who wanted to give Daniel Jones the contract. I'm convinced of that. I also am convinced that if the Giants had signed Saquon Barkley and won 4 games, everyone would have made fun of them for keeping Saquon. So I don't think the problem with Joe Schoen as the GM is just like, again, Abdul Carter, you don't get any credit for that. Brian Daboll really wanted Jackson Dart, so this year's class is out. Malik Neighbors, you're the 6th pick, and I'm just saying.
He still took Jackson Dart. He traded up for him. You got to give him some credit. He did it. He's the GM. I know Daboll pushed for it, but like he agreed to it. Just saying, you can't give him no credit.
This is what makes it so hard to, I think.
There are literal videos in the draft room of Joe Schoen giving his opinion, and he's like, if you've made your evaluations and this is the guy you want, then we could it's the most hemming and hawing shit I've ever seen from a general manager taking quarterback. I'm just saying, Daboll wanted Dart, and he was right. But my point is, like, Neighbors' 6th pick, do you get any credit for that? Like, that was a fucking murderer's row, and that's the 6th pick. Like, anyone could have taken
you get killed if you take the wrong pick, but you don't get credit if you take the right pick?
Sometimes.
Okay. I feel like
the Colts get credit for taking Andrew Luck. I'm just saying, like the other stuff, like Evan Neal was at the 7th overall pick was a literal like unplayable whiff. There's like Deonte Banks, they took over Joey Porter, and it was just an absolute fucking whiff. Like you go, Wan'Dale Robinson was the 43rd pick in the draft, which is kind of wild. Like he's a good player, but like Wan'Dale Robinson probably would have been there a round later.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm defending him, by the way, but I am. I don't know why.
Anyway,
I think it's very
Joe
it's
Schoen's
tough.
not the point, though.
It's tough. I think it's tough to evaluate any GM because at the end of the day, like 99% of GMs are all the same in terms of just like over a long enough time period, you're all going to have some horrendous misses and some great picks.
And the Brian Daboll thing, though, and I think Daboll's Joe Schoen will have time to talk about the Daboll thing. I want to say it's part of me is I feel a little bad because I remember the early days, and I just remember the first game Daboll coached where he went for 2. And I really do think it's the story over time of Brian Daboll starting out like coaching smart, and he ended coaching scared. Like he started out going for 2 under 2 minutes to like win in regulation, and it's like we will win or lose in this conversion. We're not going to overtime. And he ended kicking a field goal from the half-yard line on 4th and like inches because he wanted to like take the points, and like you left the 4 points there.
He was afraid of looking bad.
Yeah, he was afraid of looking dumb. And guess what? They lost the game by 4 points, and so he went out. But I mean, all the losing, I don't think I had the things in front of me, but I actually wanted to just pull some of the Giants' numbers under Daboll because it's just unbelievable. As DK said, 2-8 for the 3rd year in a row, which that alone is unbleivable to me.
You said that last night. I wonder if anyone's ever done that.
And stayed?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Right.
The blown lead stuff, we don't need to go over it again, but you know, the Denver one, you guys know.
I mean, that was one of the most horrific losses of all time. So yeah.
0-4 on the road. 0-4. They have blown 4 different 10-point leads this season, which not only is that the most this year, would be the most among the last 2 seasons combined. And they did it in half a season. They've blown 4 10-point leads this year.
That and his management of Dart are the reasons he's gone. Yeah.
The Dart thing, I had all these other losing stats, but the Dart thing is the problem. Like I could go on and on about the losing. I want to just
protect your quarterback, man.
The fact that Dart went back onto the field after he was basically knocked out is, to me, the shortest answer of why he was fired. Like, literally, Brian Daboll just cared more about his short-term job security than Jackson Dart's long-term health. And when the season's already over, like, there is no now. There's no win now. The idea that you would also jeopardize the future is just so fucking infuriating.
Once Daboll busted into the blue tent, I was like, this man's tilting. I don't know.
Yeah.
This
Tilted
guy,
all year.
yeah. It's going to be tough for him to break up with Dart, you know? Think he's still going to be texting him, calling him?
I think that it is traumatic for him.
It's going to be tough. Breakups are hard.
It's funny because Joe Brady for the Bills, the offensive coordinator, is probably getting a head coaching job somewhere. And then Brian Daboll will probably just go back to Buffalo and just be the Bills offensive
Heifetz,
coordinator.
if right now, if you had to choose among the different coaches that are rumored to be in the running, who would you go for?
I was going to bring this up. Don't you think Heifetz at this year, this offseason, at least right now, seems like it's a little bit less sexy than like last year? You had Ben Johnson, you had Liam Cohen, you had Mike Vrabel. And now I'm like, is Cliff Kingsbury going to get a job? Like Clint Kubiak? Like, you're probably going to want to bring in an offensive-minded guy, right?
Definitely.
Are you going to bring in Joe Brady, a guy from the Bills? Are you going to pick another guy in from the Bills? No.
I think Clint Kubiak would be great. I think he's the last of this Shanahan-McVay tree that I actually would give a shot. We keep joking with the 2 weeks he had at the Saints, but obviously I think it's what he's done with the Seattle so far.
He's starting to solidify his awesomeness. But
it's pretty impressive what he has done with an offensive line that was unworkable last year, and now they're just like Darnold's on early down passing.
It's quick though. I mean, he's only been calling plays for like 1.5 seasons.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? Honestly, he's when the Nepo babies are good, it's usually like it works. Like his father helped Mike Shanahan invent the zone running scheme, and like when Nepo babies are good, they're usually just good.
He didn't call plays ever before that?
I mean, when he was on the Niners,
passing game coordinator. Yeah, he was offensive.
He's 38. He's old enough. It's the thing. You never know. You got to interview these guys. Honestly, the thing that's hard. You want the most detail oriented possible people, which is obvious to say. But when the Eagles hired Andy Reid in 1999, he'd never been a coordinator. He was just a quarterback's coach. He showed up with binders that just laid out his entire practice schedule for the next 2 years, like to the minute.
Yeah,
so you could ask him, "What's your practice schedule on August 6th next year?" And he had the answer, but he had the why. Like, it wasn't bullshit. Like, he's like the 41st minute of like, we're doing all this and it's all scheduled because like the install over a 2-year period with the roster. Like, he had it all. And that's the level of insanity you need to run a team well. But so I would like the most detail oriented person who shows up. Is that Cliff Kingsbury? Probably not. But he's learned stuff in Washington. I will throw out, I think the Giants could throw a first round pick to Sean Payton and to the Broncos for Sean Payton. I think that's not impossible.
All right.
I think the Broncos, there's weird stuff going on there under the hood. And I kind of think Sean Payton, there might be a
Payton rubbing people the wrong way.
Be weird.
Really?
I think it's possible.
Why? What's going on?
I think the vibes are.
Why? What do you mean? They're 7-2. Why are the vibes bad?
I think the vibes are strange.
They're 8-2, Craig.
8-2. Sorry.
Boom.
His beloved Bo Nix. Like, what's going on?
I think
he's ready to break up with Bo Nix already.
I think there's weird stuff going on.
You guys see it?
He's like, fuck this guy.
This is weird. I think he's getting a wandering eye to Jackson's art.
Okay. I can see it.
How long of is he on like a 10-year contract with Denver? How many years did he sign with for?
That's what the trade's for.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. How many more years does he have under Denver?
Probably a couple at least. Yeah. But yeah, Sean Payton.
Mike Tomlin? You want Mike Tomlin?
Sean Payton.
Would you give us Mike Tomlin?
For what?
I'll give you a first round pick.
No, I want 2.
Need 2.
Fuck that.
You
called me.
Nah, I don't think so. I want 2 though. 2 and you got him.
Shield threw out to me 3 firsts for Kyle Shanahan, and I was like, "Yeah,
done."
Of course,
I would do that in a heartbeat.
Overall, I know we've spent a lot of time on Daboll now. They lost a lot of games, man. Like they literally had the worst winning. Like the last 3 years, they have the worst winning percentage in the NFL, other than the Titans. They have been blown out the last 4 years by like 10 double-digit losses, more than any team except the Panthers.
I think I saw somebody post this on Twitter the other day that the Giants and the Jets, the 2 New York teams, haven't won on the same day since 2022. I didn't check it, but it sounds right.
I mean, that just tracks.
Yeah.
They have the worst records in the NFL the last like 10 years.
It's just funny.
Anyway, you guys have heard me talk about this a lot, but.
Well, sorry and congrats. Hopefully something good comes from this.
Well, who's the worst hire you guys could bring in?
Jason Garrett.
Oh, Lord.
I would actually stop rooting for the team. I would stop rooting for the team if they hired.
Do you think there's any world in which it's like a hire like that?
He knows them. I still think that is my overall summary of the Giants issues. And I know I had my Daboll rant last night. If you're listening to this and you want, part of me feels bad because maybe people tuned in to listen to my Brian Daboll rant. And I guess I'm like out of steam right now, but like, cause I did it last night, but
yeah, like literally less than 24 hours ago, you did it. So,
but the thing I left out is the Giants' core problem is still that someone in that building hired Jason Garrett and they still work there. They still own the team.
Yeah, that would be that would be brutal.
Anyway,
You can be a Seahawks fan if you want.
no, I don't think I can.
Okay,
Okay. You guys want to just do waivers?
let's do it.
We're going to keep rolling here, but first, this episode is brought to you by IKEA. When you're hosting on game day and it comes to cooking, you want a kitchen that everyone there will be a fan of, no matter what your kitchen dreams are. IKEA has products and solutions to help, from kitchen remodels to smart new cutlery. Whatever the size of your kitchen dream and budget, you can bring it to life with high quality, expertly designed, and innovative products from IKEA. Visit IKEA.us/dreamkitchen to learn more. Dream the possibilities. Let's get to waivers. We're going to go position by position here. We're each going to give our top pick from the waiver wire this week for that position. Like waivers, each person only can get one guy. So if any of us pick the same player, we'll do a trivia tiebreaker, figure out who gets him. It's not that complicated. I promise. You'll figure it out as we go along. Emails at ringerfantasyfootball@gmail.com. Trivia questions. Also emails fantasy courts. Since you're listening to this, we probably need a fantasy court. And yeah, make sure the trivia questions you send are numbers so closest to the pin we can play. And then, yeah, send us your fantasy courts. DK.
Yo.
If you need a running back for this week and or beyond, who would you add at running back? Your number one pick this week.
I'm going with Blake Corum for the Rams, who is now basically just alternating drives with Kyron Williams. So he's playing a whole lot more. Over the last game, he played 37% of the snaps. He had almost half of the rushes. He ran a few routes, finished with 13 carries for 56 yards. He's had 13 touches in each of the last 3 weeks. He hasn't found the end zone, and he hasn't really popped in the scoreboard, but 13 touches in 3 straight games is pretty solid on a very good offense. And add into that, I think he just has to be rostered because if Kyron Williams ever went down, he is a league winner. So I'm going with Blake Corum. I think he should be on rosters because of that. If you need to play someone this week, absolutely desperate, maybe Blake Corum wouldn't be the pick, but he would be. I think he's my number one pick just because of the implications down the stretch, the rest of the season, and his role as like the handcuff to Kyron Williams.
Yeah, I think there's this tier of elite handcuffs that are starting to creep themselves onto the field more, where you could actually maybe consider playing them as a flex. Like, I think there's a tier of kind of Blake Corum and Tyler Allgeier to me are kind of in that top tier. I agree with DK that I think I lean Blake Corum. If anything happens to Kyron Williams, he's a league winner. And like you said, 12 carries, 13 carries last 3 weeks. They're playing Seattle this week, so like that may be a little bit harder. You could go with somebody else. But Tyler Allgeier, because of the goal line work, and they're like the only issue is they basically play him when not the issue. The upside for Tyler Allgeier is they play him more when they win. And the next 3 games for Atlanta are Carolina, New Orleans, and the Jets. So if Blake Corum is not there, like I think Tyler Allgeier is a totally viable pick because I do think the next 3 weeks he's going to get a lot of run. It does get harder after that in fantasy playoffs, and maybe that's the Blake Corum time. But I think it's between those two. But I guess
depends on what you need.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll take Blake Corum too, but I agree with what Craig's saying and what you're saying, DK, that overall at this point of the year, honestly, there's like a running back. You want 8 points here, 12 points here, whatever. You might as well get a guy who can get you a touchdown or not, like 10 points or whatever in your flex. But if there's an injury ahead of them, it's just like a top 15 running back. And that's Blake Corum for the Rams. That's Tyler Allgeier on the Falcons. That is, I guess, Tank Bigsby in the Eagles. Even the Eagles didn't look great tonight, and Lane Johnson's hurt. But that's Sean, Brian Robinson.
Brian Robinson's another good one. Like, he should probably be rostered, even if you don't need to start him this week. He should be on your roster. Just
get guys that are going to rotate in, but if there's an injury, are just elite. And because honestly, you're playing to either make the playoffs or win, and it's unlikely. But sometimes you need random shit to go your way. Like sometimes that's just what happens. So those guys are in their own class. So I'll start with Blake Corum.
All right, let's do Corum then. It is the Blake Corum showdown time.
Okay.
Love the gong.
This trivia question's from Adam.
A-Bone.
So Craig, I don't remember what episode this was, but you're talking about Frankie Valli.
Sure, that was the most recent episode we
It
did.
was yesterday. Yeah.
And it's been a long day. And I still barely know who Frankie Valli is, but I guess he's 91 and he still plays, technically.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's there.
They
And
wheel
you
him
said,
out there.
The songs
Name-
do play. Yes.
You said you thought he's the songs do play. You said you thought he was the oldest musician or the oldest person who performs.
Yep.
A lot
I
of people emailed this in.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
A-Bone.
Yeah.
Willie Nelson is 92 and still touring.
Oh, what?
Wow.
Willie
He's
Nelson's
92?
92 and
Oh
still
my
touring.
God, that's a great one. I had
I
no
went to a
idea he
Willie
was
Nelson
so old.
concert back in the
A
day.
lot of people emailed in about Willie Nelson. A lot of people said they went to Willie Nelson's. Oh, I forgot the name of the tour that he's on right now. But a lot of people said he was like good at it. Like he had energy, like this, like he was with it.
Marijuana,
And,
man, miracle drug.
So he has a one last tour, one last ride tour next year. Anyway, also Adam
On
said
the
that
road
Willie
again?
Nelson obviously was incessantly smoking weed until he quit this year. He said he still vapes and eats. But did Willie Nelson stop smoking weed? This
Stopped
year?
At, he stopped at 92.
He has lung issues. I wonder why.
What do you
Well,
mean? I mean,
honestly,
if he's made it
92.
92 years,
It's pretty
I feel
fucking
like,
good.
I feel like
yeah.
he
He said he
doesn't
takes
have lung
edibles.
issues.
It's just like
Yeah, he retired.
inevitable.
Good. For
So
him.
anyway, A-Bone's question is, in what year did Willie Nelson infamously smoke a joint on the roof of the White House?
Wow.
Oh, that's a great question.
I know. I love that. I actually have never heard.
Love
this.
that. Love where you're going with that.
I assume this is true because obviously if I'd fact checked it, I would have learned the answer. So
Wait, it's what year?
what year did Willie Nelson infamously smoke a joint on the roof of the White House, which cemented him as a legendary weed smoker?
This is interesting because you have to. I don't want to give anything away.
Come to
I don't
think of it.
You got to think about who was president at the time.
Exactly. Also, like,
Mm,
like,
mm,
wait,
good point, TK.
can you read the question again in full?
What year did Willie Nelson famously smoke a joint on the roof of the White House? Probably wasn't the roof of the East Wing like recently, probably, right?
Probably not. There was no sentence after that question. There was no like follow up sentence.
It said cementing him as one of America's most famous weed
Oh,
smokers.
okay.
All right, I got.
But I don't know if that's like an opinion or not. I don't know. If
I was
that's
gonna
just-
say
I don't know if that's A-Bone like just kind of throwing it in or as part of the answer.
because like the sentiment around weed has changed so much.
I know. I'm like, was it?
DK threw me off like being like, who's president? Now I'm kind of
I know. I'm like, was this like in 2012?
That's what I was thinking too.
Like,
Craig.
or,
I don't
you
know.
Like, is this like Obama? I don't know.
Shit. Yeah, it's tough. All right, I got an answer in my head, and I have no idea if it's right.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
1969.
69. What did
Okay,
you
so
say, DK?
Craig said 69. I said 80.
I said 93. I was thinking Bill Clinton would.
I mean, yeah,
I just went like full Woodstock hippie movement.
I
That's
think
probably
I think
the fa-
it's very possible it was during Obama too.
the fact
right.
that we've never heard of this.
Well, the sentence cementing him as a weed smoker, I'm like, all right, that wasn't
You're
2012.
probably right. Good point. The answer is 78.
Ooh,
Oh, I don't get it, I think. Right? What did you say, DK?
I said 80.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Jimmy
There you go.
Carter.
Damn it. 78.
All right,
Heifetz,
DK,
what
you
did
get
I
you say?
don't
point
have
one.
any memory
I'll
of that.
blast.
Like
I
I don't.
said
I
90.
did not know that he did that.
I said 93.
Okay. Interesting.
Okay, so I'll take Corum.
I'll take Allgeier.
Oh, so I actually have to do a little work here. Okay. I would probably take. Damn, that's harder. I will say I actually needed to win this week, I would take Sean Tucker for the Bucks.
Yeah.
He's available just because the Bucks
Yep.
are going to play the Bills. I don't think Bucky Irvin's going to play this week. For sure, like Sean Tucker's playing more. Obviously, the Patriots have allowed like the fewest rushing yards I think of any team all year. They barely allowed a 50-yard rusher all season.
So
So-
Tucker looks better than Rashad White.
He does look better. And now that the Bucks are going to play the Bills just allowed a bajillion yards to Devon Achane. Obviously, different running styles, but like the Bills can't stop the run, especially the perimeter. So if I needed to win this week, if you're like 4-6 and you're like, I need to just make the playoffs, I would play Sean Tucker.
I like the Tucker one. Yeah.
Also, because Bucky Irving, like Sean Tucker might have staying power all year. If you want what we were talking about before, if I just want a guy who can maybe get me 8 points, but like has the crazy upside, I would probably just do Tank Bigsby or Brian Robinson. Tank Bigsby on the Eagles who's behind Saquon, or Brian Robinson who's behind McCaffrey. Just because those are the guys. The other person I want to shout out is but mention is that I think J.K. Dobbins is more hurt than it's letting on because it was Thursday. And there's not really an update on that, but I kind of think J.K. Dobbins for the Broncos is hurt.
Yeah.
And RJ Harvey is the classic, like, he'll get more work, and then he kind of won't. So if you're in a
Tyler
deeper
Bidet?
league, no, I think Bidet is there for special teams. I think Jaleel McLaughlin, who's was inactive last week. If J.K. Dobbins can't play, I think McLaughlin might lead the team he carries, even though he was inactive. Unless Sean Payton actually does
Classic
the rational
Payton.
thing.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you should play Jaleel McLaughlin, but if you're in a 14-team league or you listen to these and you're like, none of these guys are available, I fucking promise you Jaleel McLaughlin's available. So, like, that's a guy with playing time in week 11 that actually could save you.
Tajay Spears is another guy that's out there. He's like playing more than Pollard, or right around the same amount as Pollard. He's had 10, 12, 9, and 9 opportunities the last 4 games.
There's a
low ceiling, but if you're desperate.
Him and also the Washington guys like Chris Rodriguez, and I'm like, these teams suck. I don't want any part of them. The Cardinals, Amari DeMarcado or Michael Carter, we don't have an update on like what happened to Bam Knight's ankle quite. We don't know exactly, but DeMarcado, if he's available, is fine. Michael Carter's fine.
Stash my boy Keaton Mitchell.
Yeah, Keaton Mitchell actually, it's tough because you know what the Ravens would do if Derrick Henry got hurt. Like, it'd be Justice Hill and Keaton Mitchell, but he's really good. But yeah, those are deeper cuts. But yeah, okay. Receivers. I feel like Alec Pierce for the Colts would be our answer, but the Colts are on bye.
Yep.
So he's like a totally reasonable person to have if you want receivers for later.
If he's out there, you got to get him.
Not just reasonable. Alec Pierce leads the NFL in receiving yards over the last 4 weeks.
So then here you go.
Wild.
If he's available, you probably should get him.
Just pick him up regardless.
But DK, who's your number 1 receiver for week 11?
Let's see here. I'm going to go with Parker Washington, I believe. For the Jags, he's 41% rostered in Yahoo. This last week, he scored 2 touchdowns, 1 on a punt return. I just think he's a good player. He seems to be having a lot better chemistry with Trevor Lawrence than any other fucking receivers on the Jags right now. And they also have the Chargers, Cardinals, and Titans next. So I'm starting Parker Washington if he's on my team. I think he's gonna lead the team in target rate. He had a 30% target rate in this last game. Going back, it's 21, 27, and then 29. So yeah, Parker Washington, I think, is where I go with this one.
I'm between him and I kind of want to get cute and say Christian Watson, who just played and didn't really do a whole lot, but Romeo Doubs left with a chest injury.
That's a good one.
Super beat up at the wide receiver position. They're playing the Giants next week.
I like that.
I don't know.
Watson also, I can't remember the last guy who came back from an injury, like an ACL, like a real injury, and just immediately looked like the only way a team could get an explosive play.
I mean, like he's like flying down the field, still looks super athletic and fast. Like, he recovered really quick. He got injured late in the year last year.
And he really, the Packers, I feel like he's the only way they can get like 25 yards now that Tucker Kraft's hurt. I agree with Craig, actually. I think that Dobbs' injury on top of Golden being hurt and doing nothing this year.
Yeah, when does Golden come back, do you think?
It doesn't matter. Like, at this point, he's
heard.
a field stretcher. Like, Watson came in and just like seamlessly replaced whatever Golden was supposed to do. I think any hope I had for Golden being more important down the stretch was Watson not recovering so quickly. So I will go with Watson, but
so we'll say
Washington's
Pierce
totally
if
possible.
he's out there, but let's do Watson showdown time.
All righty. It is the Christian Watson showdown time. Bang. Bing.
Ping.
Bing.
Bing, bop, bam. Okay. It's from Aaron.
Aaron.
Like A-bone or
right,
E-bone?
Aaron. A.
Right. A-bone. Okay.
Forgot I have an accent.
There's
sometimes.
2 ways to spell it.
Do you know Mallory? In a couple weeks ago, Mallory told me, she's like, I think you're getting a mid-Atlantic accent. And it actually really fucked with my head. I was like, I don't feel that way. She's like, it sounds like that. I was
Like, what did she think you have a New York accent before?
Yeah.
Give
And
me
then
an
now
example
it's
of a
just more like
mid-Atlantic
DC.
accent.
I don't know. But she's from Baltimore, so she just knows.
Okay.
And I live in DC.
I mean, she
was
would
like,
know.
It freaked me out. Anyway.
Well, you've lived there for a while now.
I know.
When in
Anyway.
Rome.
So Aaron says, I work for a chemical analysis company. We use instruments that break down liquid solutions with a plasma source at a temperature hotter than the surface of the sun. So my question is, what is the temperature of the surface of the sun?
Fucking A.
Aaron.
How do they get it hotter than the surface of the sun?
How do
That's
they-
what I was wondering.
How do they know?
Shit's wild.
I don't know.
They went there. They checked.
With what?
Don't worry about it.
Really strong thermometer.
It's a meat thermometer.
It's like an anal thermometer. Stick it in there.
Jam it into the sun. This might be the most embarrassing answer I've ever given.
No.
I have no idea.
Who the fuck knows this stuff?
I kind of feel like I'm either it's either going to be way too low or way too high.
That's usually how guesses work.
Well, but like
The surface
there's no
of the
chance
sun?
that I'm in the vicinity.
Okay.
Wait,
I don't know.
Oh.
How hot was fire?
It was hot.
1,500.
It was like, 2,000 degrees.
All right. 3, 2, 1. A million.
100,000
500,000
degrees.
Those were the three numbers I was thinking. You say 100,000 and you said 500,000?
Yeah.
That feels
That and
low.
a million. Those were the three numbers.
I feel like that's too low.
I wanted to guess a million. And then for some reason I said 500,000.
It's gonna be like
Motherfucker sent it to us in Kelvin. Oh, and in Fahrenheit. Okay. Oh my God, we're way off. It's 10,000 degrees.
So
Seems
Craig
not that
won.
hot.
We went the other way with it. We overcompensated for saying 200 last time.
You didn't say 200. I
Well,
didn't say.
Craig and I.
Anyway, I guess I thought the sun was a million degrees. All right.
For the
son,
record, I
step
didn't
you
up
think
thought
the
the
game.
sun was
fire-
1,000,000 degrees?
Idiot.
What?
Or bonita fish big.
You were more off about that than I was about fire. Think about that.
Yeah.
Also, we were guessing a cigar, not fire.
True. The tip of a
It's
cigar
different.
threw
The
me
fire
off.
of the cigar. The
No,
part
we
that's on
didn't. We
fire.
didn't think it was fire. I didn't know
It's
what
not-
a
it's not
fucking
like
ember or
on
something.
fire.
As
It's
someone
like-
emailed us, the part that's hot enough to vaporize matter into air.
Oh, stop. I convinced you within 10 seconds that boiling water was just as hot.
That's, well, you raised some interesting points.
Also, conductivity, or what was it? The heat transfer. There's something to do with that.
I don't know. Well, Craig won, so you get Christian Watson, and DK gets Parker Washington. So I'm fucked. So I actually have to make a pick again. I think there's a huge drop off. Is there anyone I'm forgetting? There's a drop off to three guys here because I think
Tez Johnson.
Tez Johnson, because Baker Mayfield keeps finding him in the end zone. They're playing the Bills. I think the answer, this is not as fun. It's a 1 week answer. The answer to me clearly is Darius Slayton for the Giants. Because I think Jameis Winston's going to play for the Giants this week. If Jackson Dart's concussion, they're not going to play him. I think Jameis is going to play for the Giants, and I think Darius Slayton.
Yeah,
The Giants-
what's Mike Kafka's? Does he have a history with Jameis at all?
No, he came from like the Chiefs, but I just think Jameis is way more
Damn.
like Russell Wilson can't run what Dart does because Russ is old and sucks and can't hit the middle of the field. Jameis can. So I think they're going to do the same offense, but with less running. But like, I think Jameis is going to fucking chuck the ball. And Giants playing the Packers. So
I think-
I'll go Slayton.
That's a good one. The other ones are Jaden Higgins for the Texans, Luther Burden, maybe just waiting on those. These are stashes more than plays. Waiting on like the second half rookie bump. Weirdly enough, Mac Hollins has like a 30% target rate over the last 2 weeks. I don't know if this is going to hold, but he did have 10 targets. He had 10 targets this week, 2 the week before that, and then
That's
7
because
the
of
week
Booty.
before.
Keyshawn Booty going out, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
That for him.
The
So
other-
he is like a desperation one. Tyler Lockett came in and was like a huge part of the freaking Raiders game plan, which was
the
kind of
Geno
surprising.
connection you could tell with Lockett. I think Lockett, and honestly, the person maybe I should have taken over Darius Slayton's Trey Tucker because the Raiders. I know the Raiders look bad in primetime and Thursday Night Football, but they'll go for the Broncos, who are like a top 3 defense, and now the Raiders are going to play the Cowboys, who are a bottom 3 defense.
True.
And they have 11 days to prepare for that game. So they have 11 days for the Raiders to prepare for the Dallas Cowboys. I wouldn't be shocked if Tyler Lockett and Trey Could both have a good week. So Trey Tucker,
Maybe
you can
they
totally
should just
take
not
instead
throw
of
to those
Slayton.
guys and throw to Brock Bowers instead. Just a thought.
They could
Throw it
do that
out
as
there.
well.
Can I just say briefly, like if you're in first or second place and you can just get cocky and do whatever you want, I really feel like Luther Burden, I'm pretty sure he's awesome. Like DJ Moore's banged up. We don't really know. He's got like a shoulder thing. He missed time in the game. And the second DJ Moore would leave, Luther Burden would replace him, and he caught 3 passes for 51 yards.
He's leading the team in yards per route run,
There's
which
just
is
like
always a good sign.
I really feel like he's going to be a thing, and it might not happen this year, but if there's a chance that it does, I think this Bears offense is continuing to ascend, and I think Burden is the best talent of any of the guys on this list.
I had him too, Craig. I like that.
super, super deep league. The Jets, I don't know what they're going to do. Garrett Wilson's out another 3 to 4 weeks. I don't think you want any of the Jets because Justin Fields threw for 50 yards this week, which is insane.
No.
And then I think he'll lose his job. But John Mechie and A.D. Mitchell are going to be like the number one players in the team. Tyler Johnson. I don't think you want any of those players. I mean, Justin Fields had 54 passing yards. It's pretty pathetic. Okay. Tight ends?
Tight end, not terrible. What's
No.
Okay. Number one tight end.
I'm going with Cade Otton for the Bucks, who had 12 targets this week, 9 catches, 82 yards. Going back, he's had 12, 5, 9, 6, and 4 targets. So he's getting consistent. He's a consistent part of this offense. I don't think Chris Godwin's coming back anytime soon. Mike Evans isn't coming back. So this is like kind of stable in terms of it's going to be obviously Ibuka, Cade Otton. I think is kind of like the underneath, over the middle type of guy. And then Tez Johnson's going to get some looks. Am I missing anybody? And then the running backs. I guess Sterling Shepard is in there sometimes, but yeah, I think Cade Otton feels like realistically going to give you a little bit of a higher floor than most of these other guys. I also like Harold Fannin from the Browns, but I would go with Cade Otton here. I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm between him and Colston Loveland, and I know Loveland doesn't play as much, and Komet's back and all this stuff. I just think Loveland is good and explosive, unlike all the other guys on this list. Like
Yeah,
Cade Otton and Dalton Schultz, and these guys are like catch it and fall down dudes. Loveland to me is a guy who can actually like win you a week and put up 25 points or something like that. So it's kind of a philosophical question, but I don't know. I kind of keep thinking about Colston Loveland.
it's safe versus upside.
Yeah,
really. And I agree with
I'm
you.
like, you
completely
probably
on
have
that.
somebody who's as good as Cade Otton. Loveland, I don't know. Loveland could explode over the second half.
Loveland could be anything. He could even be Cade Otton.
Right.
Cade Otton was the only reason
tiebreaker.
I'm sticking with Cade Otton just because I remember last year Cade Otton was like the tight end 1 for like a stretch, just because Baker likes to pepper him with targets in these shootout games that they play.
I think I'm going to take. I have no problem if Colston Loveland is available, but I'm going to go with Cade Otton for the simple thing of, I mean, Tez Johnson caught 2 touchdowns this week, and the touchdowns come and go. The touchdowns are going to ebb and flow, and I think
Johnson didn't have like a ton of targets. He just happened to catch a couple touchdowns.
I think their touchdowns are going to find Otton eventually, because I think teams are going to be like, we don't want Ibuka to beat us in the red zone, and someone else has to do it, and Otton's going to be the guy. So I'm going to go with Otton, but also Loveland's a perfectly fine pick, and Harold Fannin, obviously. There's a lot of good tight ends, weirdly. They're all going to fail you, but
you can stream tight ends pretty well this year. I feel like for the most part,
it's been the easiest position to deal with. I think other positions have been way harder.
Yeah,
but yeah, Cade Otton showdown time here, baby.
Yeah, let's do it. It is the Cade Otton showdown time.
he's a Husky.
Is he?
He's a Husky.
I didn't know that. That's fun.
How many people? Oh, sorry, this is from Adam, a different Adam.
A-Bone.
How many people in America have the first name Jug?
Great question. Amazing question. This is what I'm looking for.
Legal, I guess legally, right? Legally,
Jug.
the first name Jug.
I guess I assumed.
Right.
I don't know how we would measure how many people are nicknames Jug.
Cub, Buck, Jugger.
Yeah, but we did another name recently where we tried to guess how many there were, and I was like 100,000, and it was like 200.
Oh,
what was it?
No, you guessed like 1 million.
Oh, was it Alvin?
You guessed 1 million Alvins were named last year, and I'm like, there's only 300 million people in America.
I definitely overguessed by a lot.
How many people named?
I think it was like
Jug?
0.5% of Americans are just Alvins born last year. That was DK's guess.
Look, I didn't give it a lot of thought. All right. Sometimes I just say what comes into my mind.
How many people named Jug?
Jug.
All right.
3, 2, 1.
4.
How many did you say, Heifetz?
I said 100.
I said 18. Craig said 4.
Damn it! You said 18. I wanted to capture that.
Watch Craig. If Craig wins this, that would be actually incredible.
I think I said 18.
I hope it's 0.
0 would be the funniest.
It crossed my mind that it would be 0.
There's no Jugs
121.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Sorry, what did you guess, Heifetz? You guessed 1,000?
No, I get 100.
You got 100. Okay, so you get first pick.
100
The one that
plus
doesn't matter to
Jugs.
get the first pick. I won.
Yeah, but we got the running tally.
True.
So Cade Otton.
Heifetz is winning.
There's 100 Jugs?
That's the dream.
100.
They're all in nursing homes at the moment. They're all octogenarians or above.
I was assuming the question was about people with the first name Jug. Could this also be last name Jug?
It literally, the question is, how many people in America have the first name
Oh,
Jug?
first name Jug. Really? 100+ people. I
That's
don't
two
buy
per
it.
state. That's
I
not
don't
that
buy
bad.
Craig,
Two
Craig
per
doesn't
state.
believe it.
Too many. Too many.
Do your own research.
It's all relatives of Jug Earp.
Yeah, they're almost one family.
It's like George Foreman.
Yeah. Jug.
Okay, so I'm going to take Cade Otton. DK, you're going to take Colston Loveland. What are you doing here?
I'll take Fannin.
Harold Fannin. Okay, so Craig, you get Colston Loveland anyway.
Great.
The other people I would
It
throw
all
out,
worked out.
Dalton Schultz for the Texans. I mean, he's alive. God, I don't know if the Texans are going to be throwing. I mean, they're playing the Titans this week. I don't think they're going to be throwing like they were losing to the Jags all game. But, I mean, Luke Musgrave for the Packers. I mean, I literally wrote him down because I was like, I wonder how he'll do tonight. And Packers were awful. So the other person I want to throw out is Theo Johnson for the Giants.
Yeah.
Because if and only if Jameis Winston starts,
Yep.
Theo Johnson's super live if Jameis Winston is going to play.
May I also toss out Pat Fryermuth? The Steelers are playing the Bengals this week. The last time they played, Pat had over 100 yards and a touchdown.
Didn't every tight end for the Steelers catch a touchdown against the Bengals?
Don't remember, but Pat had the best game by far. It's not like they've been doing a whole lot, but he's the most explosive of the tight ends, and the Bengals are horrible. And I do think the Steelers are going to win that game.
I like it.
Okay. Now for a special segment of today's episode, Smarter Moves, presented by Chime, here to help you bank smarter this season. Chime's got smarter moves for your money, and we've got smarter moves for your league this week. Quarterback, if you got to stream a quarterback this week, to Craig's point, Aaron Rodgers, because they're playing the Bengals, and the Bengals defense sucks.
Yeah.
Not that
They're awful.
complicated. I know Aaron Rodgers looked bad. That's a theme for me this week. I know Aaron Rodgers looked bad last week, but they're
Just
playing this
zag.
team this week. Even
Yeah.
just Geno Smith, if you're really desperate, like
Cowboys,
playing the
baby.
Broncos, looked horrible. Playing the Cowboys, like the two worst defenses. I mean, even Justin Fields looked great against Dallas and the Bengals.
Yeah, Rodgers
Just the
had 4
Bengals.
touchdowns when they played the Bengals a month ago.
Marcus Mariota is a little bit on this thing. I know he looked bad. Kind of don't
Mhm.
care. Like
He runs.
he's mobile. He runs, and it's not as bad. Jameis Winston plays for the Giants. I really think Jameis Winston is capable of
Jameis
doing
is
anything.
a fun one. Who would you rather start, Rodgers or Jameis?
I mean, if I'm going to watch the game, Jameis. If I'm going to just look at my box score later, the Rodgers.
I think Jacoby Brissett's a solid start too against a really banged up 49ers defense.
That's another example of just burn. Like he played the best defense in the NFL and don't think about it.
Right. Well, I mean, he still had, what do you have, 2 touchdowns? I can't remember. But
Yeah, but it was pathetic. But
yeah. He's otherwise been pretty good.
Only Marvin Harrison could have a great game. And just like when you're watching, you're like, this couldn't matter less what Marvin Harrison was doing in that game. Defenses, again, if for any reason, if Seattle, if Denver, if Houston are available, like you have to go get them. I don't know how they're not rostered like 100% of leagues, but Seattle, Denver, Houston, and then even then, Cleveland, the Ravens, the Rams, the Chargers. If those defenses are available, just get them. Like Cleveland, Raven, Rams, Chargers, Seattle, Denver, Houston. Like there's like 7 defenses that should be had. Otherwise, the Patriots are playing the Jets. Like come on. Thursday Night Football. Justin Fields, they probably don't have time to switch. So they're either going to go to Tyrod Taylor, who's getting no reps, or they'll stick with Justin Fields, who again I think the number was 54 passing yards this week. We didn't talk about that enough. That's what I think Justin Fields is.
It's
with
been
the
really
Jets.
bad.
I think it's one of the worst passing attacks I've ever seen. And
is.
it was hidden by
Yeah.
all the garbage time accumulation the Jets had in the fourth quarter, like 4 different quarters. But I think Justin Fields really is quietly one of the worst quarterbacks I've ever watched.
And I almost wonder if people don't realize that, because the only time they watched the Jets this year was week 1 against the Steelers when they looked awesome. And then since then, they just haven't watched any of the games.
Fields looked good against the Steelers in week 1, the Cowboys, and Cincinnati.
He
And you're
has
like, it's week 1 and the 2 worst defenses in the NFL.
He has 4 games this year. And granted, I think he left from injury maybe in 1 or 2 of these, but he has 4 games with less than 54 yards passing.
Dude, that's crazy.
4. He had 27
That's
yards
crazy.
against Buffalo. He had 45 yards against Denver, 46 yards against Carolina, and 54 against Cleveland.
He got hurt against Buffalo, but like late, like not in the beginning. Of
Yeah,
the game.
but he went 3 for 11 in that game. He went 6 for 11 against Cleveland.
You know what's
Not
funny?
bad.
If you could, wow, yeah, DK,
He doubled his completions.
It's over 50%.
Yeah.
It's pathetic. I'm sorry. He seems like a nice guy, but yeah, the Patriots are playing the Jets on Thursday Night Football. That could be ugly. Baltimore, again, if they're available, they're playing the Browns. The Ravens defense, they're a little back. I feel like they're not really rostered up to snuff, but like they're playing the Browns. Probably your last chance to get the Ravens. And then the Falcons are playing the Panthers. I know this game was 30-0 last time they played, but that's not the point. The Falcons defense is playing way better. I think that was just frankly like a weird game. And the Panthers offense is not moving the ball. They're
They
really
cannot
disjointed.
pass. Yeah.
They can't throw the ball deep, which is funny because they have Ted McMillan, but they can't. There's no downfield passing game for Carolina.
Mhm.
And the Falcons defense is humming. And so I think Falcons are a perfectly worthwhile candidate. All right. That's it for the week's edition of Smarter Moves. But remember, if you want to make your smartest move yet, switch to Chime. Chime is a financial technology company, not a bank. Banking services provided by the Bancorp Bank NA or Stride Bank NA, members FDIC. Learn more at chime.com. Okay. Want to get a couple emails before we get out of here.
Emails.
I wanted to start by just saying we got an email from Rich.
Richie. Anybody seen Richie? It's a Steven Seagal movie that nobody's seen. Anyway,
I was
go
going to
ahead.
say, what's that from?
The way you said that, I just thought it was the bear.
You know what? That's fine. On a similar accent. I don't know what Seagal's doing in any of his movies, but you should watch that film, Out for Justice. Good time. Anyway, go ahead.
Rich says, my 8-year-old son loves the fart or shart intro so much that he listens to that bit of the show with me now, and he wants to play fantasy football with me next season.
Yay.
Hell yeah. Bridging the gap to the generations. I can
Yeah.
see Calvin really liking it too, and he's 6.
Yeah, every young boy.
It's like the age where farts are hilarious.
Is Calvin Gen Alpha?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think we should get to call them that. They should be called something else.
They got to earn it.
I thought
Nominative determinism. They're going to all run they're going to be our bosses with AI or something if we don't change that.
I think, honestly, unfortunately for you, DK, I feel like Gen X got screwed.
I'm not
Gen X is kind of a cool name. I think
I think I'm technically a millennial.
Oh, are you millennial?
I'm an elder.
Millennial
I'm
kind
a
of cool name.
geriatric millennial.
Gen X sounds cool.
Gen X sounds cool, I
Oh,
think.
Millennial, cool name.
I feel like
Yeah.
Gen X, they're like, oh, they're mad about stuff.
I want to say like millennials started
Angsty.
in 80 or 81. I could be wrong. Let me look it up actually. But yeah.
Okay. What's that? Is it going to be Gen Beta after Gen Alpha?
I know that they're going to get
That's
fucked.
brutal. That's what a
I'm pretty sure
follow-up.
it's
I don't
80 to
think they
95
will.
is millennial.
Yeah, this one says 81 to 96. Close enough.
Anyway.
Also known as Generation Y.
Yeah, see, that would've been bad.
No one calls it that.
So, all right, next one here from Nick.
Nicky. N-Bone.
Nicholas.
For breakfast, I have nothing. Breakfast isn't real. Kellogg's made it up.
Okay.
Okay.
Damn.
You don't get hungry? That's fine.
I kind
Built
of
diff.
respect that answer.
DK, you don't really eat breakfast either.
I don't. But
You
That
just
doesn't
hold
mean
out
I'm-
for
that doesn't mean-
sweet quesadilla.
doesn't mean that Kellogg's made up breakfast. I think breakfast was around before Kellogg's. Just throwing it out there.
You know, there are some. I was telling Liz this the other day. We were driving down the freeway, and there was like some advertisement for Christmas or something. And I was like, you know, I'm completely okay with the fact that Christmas is just a way to just sell me shit. But I'm totally fine with it. Like,
Yeah.
I love the capitalist marketing of Christmas. I'm just completely okay with it. I love it, and I will buy shit every year because of it, and it makes me happy. Like, what are the most capitalist, like clearly just marketing ploys that you are fine with?
Christmas is a good one.
I just
fine with Christmas.
I'm totally okay with it. Like I would, you know, it's the best.
That's
So like the other ones would be like Valentine's Day. So you're like, that's just invented to
Yeah, I mean,
buy
honestly,
women
like breakfast
flowers
cereal
and
is a great
chocolates and stuff.
breakfast cereal is a great one. That's like a fake made up thing. It's not good for you. You shouldn't have it in the morning, but everybody does. And if you're like, you know what, it's worth it. I love it. I don't care. That's marketing.
I don't think, like cereal has never been really like good for you. I think the concept of
Correct.
eating in the morning is not made up. You're sleeping for 8 hours. Of course you're hungry. You just don't have to eat like high processed, high sugar bullshit in milk.
You don't have to eat something called Cookie Crisp, which is just a bag of cookies.
That was fucking wild. What the fuck was Cookie Crisp?
Like
that-
just like chocolate frosted sugar bombs.
It is a bag of cookies. That's
Cookie
it.
Crisp is the craziest shit anyone try.
Dude.
Like, imagine the guy who pitched that was like, "Hey guys, I got an idea."
I think about it way more than I should. Cookie Crisp and how insane it is.
I used to
that's just
eat like
passed as a cereal.
when I was a kid, I would eat like 3 bowls of cereal for breakfast.
Yeah, dude. Like Captain Crunch. I'd have like 103 grams of sugar to start my day. And like when you check the box on the side of a cereal box, it tells you like the
serving size is like a
15
handful.
grams of sugar per serving. Each serving is like a half a cup, and you have like what, 2 cups with each bowl?
It's like a thimble.
Cereal is insane. The whole concept is fucking crazy.
Like you are having 4 servings of cereal minimum.
I wonder why Americans have trouble with, healthiness.
Cereal should be illegal, to be honest.
Cereal's
Actually,
fucking crazy.
agree with that,
It
Craig.
should be fucking illegal.
Should be illegal.
DK, how much of like cereal is just because it's hard to get your child to sit still in the morning and eat something?
Yeah, I think a big part of it is it's very easy and very
Cereal's not
quick.
going to help him sit still.
Well,
it's
you-
not,
the
well,
problem's
it's not
at
my
school.
problem. He's going to
your
school,
problem.
pal.
Yeah, good.
Here, take this. Leave me alone.
Here, eat this.
Eat these cookies. Cookie Crisp is fucking.
Calvin,
Also-
you haven't touched your Cookie Crisp yet. Anyway, have you been studying for your test? What is this?
We
Bowl
don't
of
have
cookies.
cereal. We don't really have cereal in our home.
It is funny to think that like a European could come to, or from any continent could come to America and be like, so you just feed your children cookies and send them to school where they have their phones and they can look at boobs all day? You're like, yep.
Well, that's only
I
during
think-
the weekday. On the weekends, they get fried cake with sugar sauce on them for breakfast.
I will say Europeans are unequivocally way more healthy. But
Yes.
when I went to Italy, they're eating like fucking scones with chocolate in the middle.
And they rip cigarettes.
Yeah, it's not like they're eating, freaking fruit. Well, maybe they do. I'm sure some people
It's
do.
just
It's
not
not like
as
they're
synthetic.
eating super
Fruit
healthy.
in Europe.
It's not
It's
as
just
synthetic.
the serving size is way
they're-
different, of course.
Eating
We're eating
less.
like alien plasma. They're eating like a
Right.
baked good that was made by human hands.
You guys didn't think the plasma was as
Human
interesting
hands.
as I did.
No, they definitely eat better than us. I'm not trying to argue against that.
So what is the plasma in blood? The liquid component of blood. So what the fuck is plasma? How is the thing in blood also for the thing in fire? How is that plasma?
I think they're
plasma?
2 different types of plasma.
Craig
two
hates
different
this.
plasmas.
I can
No,
see
no,
Craig
I-
hates this.
There are
don't-
2
I have
different
nothing
things
to
that are
contribute.
named the same.
They're different things that are named
Would
the same.
be my guess, but I
Oh,
don't
plasma is an ionized gas, also often called the fourth state of matter. Okay, great. That answers that.
So they are it's same word,
Perfect.
different meanings.
know. Now we
Yes.
understand it completely.
Homonyms.
That makes sense. Plasma rifle. God, I miss Halo.
You do. You love Halo.
When are we gonna play?
Dude, I would. You don't fucking.
Can I
tempt me.
can I introduce you to the my style of playing where we put the box on the screen and like do
No,
it that
because
way?
you can't connect to the internet. Your style, so we have
Yeah.
to wait.
Well, no, I'm saying when we're in person.
Well,
we
you
should
wouldn't
do
need
it.
the box
yeah.
if you were playing in different rooms.
No, but then you're not together.
The whole point is you have to be together to have the box up. Otherwise,
I
what's
will
the point of the box?
100% play you in Halo DK if we can figure out a way to get
Oh
a
god,
system.
I actually don't really want to. Sounds terrible.
Just you're gonna lose.
Yeah, probably. We should do it though.
We should do it on the road trip to the Super Bowl in the back of the car, set up a whole thing. When I was a kid, sometimes my parents, when we would drive to my grandparents' house, like an hour drive, they would get rid of the middle seats in our what do we have? A Chevy Tahoe? I don't know. Well, they'd get rid of the
You
middle
don't remember
seats
the kind of car you
in the
had?
Tahoe. I think it was a Tahoe. And we would sit in the back, and then we'd bring in this old gigantic television and then a Nintendo 64. And my brother and I could play while driving. to
How
my
did you
grandparents'
plug
house.
You
What'd
plug
you
it
plug
into
it
like
into?
the cigarette
You
lighter?
you plugged it into the car.
No way.
The TV. You could plug a TV into the car and a system.
Yeah, it was sweet.
My buddy, when we were growing up, had his family had and people that are listening who know this or my generation, tell me if you can figure out what it is because I don't remember the name of it. Maybe it was like a GMC or something. It was like this family van. You get in. I'm pretty sure it had a sliding door on the side, and there was a chair on the left side of the car, and it was like a swivel chair. So
Oh,
it would like
yeah.
swivel around.
I know
You know
what
what I'm
you're
talking about? And then it
yeah.
had like a bench in the back, and it had a TV in
It was like a diner in there.
It was like a really small motorhome,
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know what it's called, but anyway.
Are you guys excited for when nobody drives cars anymore?
No.
I think I am. I
Well,
like
yeah.
driving. I do like the idea of driving, but I feel like you could still sit in the drive. Maybe you could still drive the car if you want. But the idea of not having to drive if you don't want to me, actually sounds great.
Ford had me go out and drive the new truck. They have this thing called Blue Cruise in it, and I guess it's not the ad, so not all this legal mumbo jumbo. I can't
bonus,
say.
extra credit.
I was pretty blown away at how advanced the hands-free
driving
technology
for you.
is.
Yeah.
it's a little freaky because like they can tell when you're not looking at the road. And I assumed that was because my head would move. And they're like, no, it's like you can track your eyes. I'm like, that's a little weird because they want you to still look at the road even when, but I was kind of amazed, frankly, at just how good it was. You could just set how many car lengths you want. Like, I'm like, okay, put me 2 car lengths behind the car in front of me and then you just shift lanes. You just hit the blinker and it just moves you to the other lane.
There
and
are some.
I was like, oh, like I live in DC. It's like a top 5 traffic city in America. LA is one too. If like Atlanta, and it would be pretty incredible if your commute was just
like
driving.
taking the train. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I use Waymo all the time, as you guys know.
Craig loves the clankers.
Oh, I do. I love the Waymo. It's so nice. Dude,
the thing
it's
I
just
hate
a
about
better
Waymo-
experience. It just is.
I hate the idea that people are
Craig told
friction.
us that it felt like they were going too slow. He's
They
like, you know
are.
what? The one thing I don't like about Waymo is they're too careful.
Well, they literally go the speed limit, which nobody does. So that's a little annoying. And like sometimes it's like they can make the simple turn, but they have to take the long route. But other than that, I don't know. Half the time, I got a lot of thoughts about ride sharing services, but I won't.
You know my theory. We figured it out in Ireland, which is that the app should have been
Yes.
applied to the taxi
Taxis.
drivers, and it was kind of a travesty that all the taxi drivers were undercut and set out of business, and now they're just like,
Yeah. I do not understand how the fuck they're going to have Waymos in New York City because they're training them right now. And I literally don't understand how that is going to work.
People are going to figure out real quick. You can just jaywalk in front of Waymo. That shit's going to stop.
And it'll never move. It'll just stand there and wait
People are just
forever.
No. Yeah. Being in a Waymo in like rush hour and like someone is just going to call a Waymo and not from New York, and then people are just going to walk in front of it the whole
Just
time.
like the whole point of driving in New York is like there are no rules, but you understand, like you just like kind of know how to do it. It's like all feel. And so I have no idea how a Waymo is going to do that.
Those are the last things AI can do is like, just drive it. Yeah. Drive through rush hour in Manhattan.
Yeah. And so I'm surprised they're training them for New York.
DK doesn't care.
No, I do.
DK's
Craig made us go in a Waymo.
Resisting. Yeah.
I was very anti, and then he tricked me.
They're clean. They're nice. You can set the temp. You can play your music. It's wonderful.
You could have sex in them one time.
Yes.
And then they kick you out.
Yeah. You
Then
can,
you're blacklisted.
again.
yeah, you
Yeah.
can, conceive your baby in there. You have one shot.
One opportunity,
Do you think a baby has been conceived in a Waymo yet?
probably.
Yeah.
I'm gonna name.
I bet like
I
a
would name
million.
him
I
Waymo,
bet like
then.
a million Alvins have been conceived in a Waymo.
Do you think when is the first year a human being is named Waymo?
It's probably a Waymo probably played with Buck and Jug back in the day.
That's true.
Buck,
Cub,
Jug,
it's
and
Cub.
Waymo. Cub, Jug, and Waymo.
Cup is some cum and chug bullshit.
By the way, I do not buy that there's 120 jugs out there. There's no way.
That's you live in California.
Craig, can you conceive of how many 400 million is?
There's just not 120 jugs. I don't trust the math. I don't trust whatever.
Jugs. There's not 120
Where their
jugs.
legal name is Jug, I don't buy it.
Thank you, DK. Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Kai. Thank you, Carlos. Thank you, Ronak. Thank you, Austin. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Email us at ringerfantasyfootball@gmail.com for fantasy course. We will settle your court cases. Email us trivia questions. I want to know more about plasma. Thank you, Lord.
Lord.
Thank you, Citizen Cope.
Oh, nice.
Do you remember him?
Nice.
Yeah. There's one
Been a
song
long
that I
time.
remember
Song
liking a
and a
lot.
rise and a
Yeah.
yeah.
That one.
That one's great. Theme to Sons of Anarchy and Bullet in the Target.
Oh yeah, remember that
So-
one? I was really into a few of his songs, like in the mid-aughts.
Let the Drummer Kick,
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Let the Drummer Kick.
which I always thought was Let
Is he
the
still
Drummer.
around?
Like, is he alive?
No, I mean, like, is he touring and stuff? I mean, maybe is he alive also?
He is alive. He's 57.
Wow,
Is it just one guy?
Yeah.
I
think
thought they had
so.
a band thing going on.
His name
It's
is
not this one
Clarence
guy?
Greenwood. It's a cool name.
Did you guys ever watch Sons of Anarchy?
I watched like I think the first season or so.
I watched it live when it was good, and then like I just fell off, and I came back, and everyone was like, "This is good." And
I think it
didn't
was
know
good.
that
There's some really good actors in that.
There's a new Netflix show out about James Garfield that I want to watch.
Oh yeah, so that was didn't
the cat.
God damn it. That was actually pretty good. I want to say Derek Thompson did.
He did.
He did a
What
whole
was I
episode
doing
on
when we
James
got
Garfield.
to James Garfield?
He was talking about Sons of Anarchy, and then Craig, I think, thought of a different show that he wanted to watch.
Oh, okay.
Like
sorry.
I had just heard that this show was good, and you saying that people were talking about it.
It looks really good. It looks
Yeah.
really good, and I recommend highly listening to the James Garfield episode
Yes.
on what does he call his history ones?
Plain
Plain
English.
history.
Plain
Plain
history.
history.
Yeah, plain. It's a plain English
Because
podcast.
it was about the biography of James Garfield, and I think he had the author on. It was basically James Garfield didn't even want to be president. And he's one of
But he
the
was
more,
just like made for it because he was super smart.
a genius, one of the
Yeah.
most beautiful extemporaneous speakers of all time, and is one of the lesser known presidents.
They basically pressured him into doing it, and then some things happened that you could watch in the show.
Yeah, there's like a decent cast in it. Somebody play. I think Michael Shannon plays James Garfield.
And then the guy from Succession plays another character.
Which guy?
Well, I didn't watch the show, so I don't remember his name. He's the guy that he's the guy that interviews the Nazi guy.
Matthew McFadden.
He's yeah.
I love that
The
you know
guy.
Succession from the memes.
Yeah, I do. I honestly know Succession from like memes and from clips on
Tom
Instagram.
Wong-
That, that one's so good when he's like,
like,
"Have you ever read Mein Kampf?" And he's like,
a
"Yeah,
couple
a few
times.
times."
Did
Couple
you,
times.
you miss some nuggets in there the first time?
I like that period in history. Which part?
Is
A little
it true that your dog's
just-
name is
just-
Hitler?
Just checking the
No.
till. Just checking the till here. I think you're short a few million.
Yeah, he's he's like 8 million Germans, 3 million Poles. You're missing
20 million
You're
Soviets.
missing a couple.
Dude, he's like, "Is your
Just,
dog's name Hitler?" Is
checking
no,
the
no,
pill-
no, It's
the
a totally
pill.
different spelling,
Dude, Tom Wamsgann's all-time character.
dude.
I have watched a few episodes of
It's
that.
an
show.
incredibly
It's really
capacious
good.
bag, Greg.
Patience
The
back.
scene that I always see is where he's like, "Are you ready to sell your soul?"
I love when they eat the bird at that like fancy restaurant where they put the towel over their head and they have to eat the fucking like fried bird. Is that real? Heifetz, you know what I'm talking about? That scene where they eat that bird? It's like a full bird, like a quail.
Like when they go pheasant hunting or whatever.
No, they're in a fancy restaurant and you are served like a full bird and you put like a rag over your head and then
What?
you eat the head off the bird.
I have no idea.
You
what
don't
you're
remember that
talking
episode? He's at dinner with Greg.
I
about.
didn't see
Bird
that one.
eating. Oh, it's a French delicacy called ortolan, and now illegal in France.
So it's real.
It does seem real. Yeah, that does seem some real fucked up, weird rich people shit.
It's cooked
eating
and
a
eaten
bird.
whole. Diners cover their heads with their napkin or a towel while eating the delicacy. The bird is so widely eaten that its French populations drop dangerously low, leading to laws restricting its use in 1999. Wow.
Damn.
You're
By the way,
eating a
this-
whole bird with a towel over your head in a restaurant.
I don't want that. By the way, the show is called Death by Lightning on Netflix.
Didn't he get shot?
Well, you're gonna have to find out.
Spoiler. I have one presidential conspiracy theory.
Spoiler for
That
something
I'll-
that happened. like,
It's
200
too
years
soon.
ago. I bet you there's a guy named Jug in that show. That would check out.
One day I'll run you guys. I have one good presidential conspiracy theory.
one day, you'll let us know.
One day I'm excited to hear it one day.
Waiting on bated breath. Is that how you say it? Is that the word? What does that even mean?
All right, wait.
Goodbye. Must be 21 plus and present in select states. For Kansas, in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino, or 18 plus and present in DC, Kentucky, or Wyoming. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York.